Good morning, my lovely YouTube family, and welcome back to my channel. It's 8 a.m. and this, ladies and gentlemen, is my morning routine. I usually wake up at this time unless I was up all night editing videos or just doing some other work for clients, then I'll probably wake up a little later. Living alone has taught me to take care of myself day and night, but I like to start by checking my vitals in the morning sometimes, simply because I have a condition called autonomic dysreflexia due to my spinal cord injury. And my temperature and blood pressure aren't always at its best due to this condition. So first, I check my temperature using a digital thermometer, and it's good, 97.6. So that's why I'm a little shaky, because I'm cold. So let's get the blood flowing. Once I'm done doing that, I'll then check my pulse using my pulse oximeter fingertip to see if I'm still alive and breathing. My pulse usually runs really low, like 40s, 50s, but I still like keeping track of it just in case. After doing this so many times for 2 years now, it's not too difficult if nobody's around to help me. I normally keep these things by my side in case I need them right away. This nightstand I kind of modified is very accessible when storing or placing a few things on it. I honestly can't remember where I got it from, but I've had it for quite a while and it's alright. Okay, so now I'm about to check my blood pressure using a monitor wrist cuff to make sure it's not too low. After laying in bed overnight, my blood pressure tends to drop if I get up too fast sometimes. So staying in bed all day isn't good for you. It debilitates you and lowers your blood pressure dangerously low if you don't get up and move around. So please guys, stay active. I heard there's sodium pills to help raise the blood pressure, but I usually just drink water or raise my legs somewhere to raise mine in case it's kind of low. If you guys have something you use, feel free to share it, let me know. My blood pressure runs in the 90s, so that's pretty normal for me and doesn't go any lower than 80 while I'm laying down. Anything higher than 100 can mean I have a bit of anxiety or something more serious. After I'm done taking my vitals, I take my morning medications, and if you are wondering what the heck is my water doing there, I seriously can't remember. I was too tired and cold last night and just covered myself, okay guys? Morning medications, I usually take baclofen, oxybutyn, vitamin D, vitamin B12, fish oil, Docucet, and probiotic. I've been taking these medications twice a day or as needed for technically the past 4 years now. Medications have changed throughout a couple of years on and off, or unless I'm taking antibiotics for a UTI. It all depends. But that's pretty much the usual. Unlike your average person who could wake up and do this much faster, my morning routines are a bit more time consuming, especially due to my disability, and well, it is what it is. So trying to fit 2 hours into 18 minutes wasn't easy at all. I try to help out as much as possible with getting up and draining my Foley bag and brushing my teeth before my provider gets here, to help me out with the rest of my morning routine. Every morning can vary though, if I'm not feeling well due to a UTI or probably something else. In case you're interested, I bought these things used to take my vitals off of Amazon for less than $100. I'll add the links to the items below. In case you're interested, you can look them up yourself. I keep them in my emergency alert button with me at all times when I'm out and about inside my backpack in case I need them for some reason. Well, I hope you guys are really enjoying the music. I picked it up myself because I really digged it. But after I get up and I kind of sit and remove anything that I previously put the night before, I try to get rid of my spasms, simply because if I do transfer onto my chair, I don't want my body tensing up and possibly throwing me, to one side, because it sometimes does. So I got to be extremely careful that I stretch out as much as I can. I recently decided to start wearing my tennies anytime I was about to jump into my chair just to go drain my Foley bag and brush my teeth, because my provider was noticing that my toenails were kind of loose or almost coming off, and I couldn't figure it out until I noticed that every time I would transfer onto my chair, my feet would either tend to bang up against the furniture or either drag on the floor, and that was pretty much the cause of my toenails to be either almost coming off or loose. So I had to really take in consideration that I would either have to wear my tennies or something, because I guess I could tell you I'm not too careful sometimes when I transfer, and I'll throw my legs without noticing, and I'm so used to it that I really don't pay attention sometimes. I'm doing things so quickly just to, do them right away. So wearing my tennies has helped me avoid, any injuries or anything like that. I try to be more careful this time, before I transfer onto my chair. So if you're deciding to transfer, remember guys, please be careful, take care of your feet. Don't be like me. I had to figure out the hard way, toenails falling off. But as you will see right there in the video, I kind of threw my leg and I did hit the nightstand. So it is always good to wear something on your feet in case, you're trying to transfer, you're using a lot of strength, and you always want to be careful. Now I try to get as close as possible by scooting my butt a little bit closer. That way I can transfer. I do have to be careful, although it's a lot easier to get on it because it's kind of like at a downhill when transferring. I broke my brake about a couple of months ago, and well, that's pretty much the reason I'm using a weight to kind of stop the chair. I think I mentioned it on my nighttime routine video. So I still have to be careful transferring. Now, once I'm on the chair, I tend to put the urine bag or Foley bag onto a strap that the cushion has in the middle. This usually helps me just hold on to it. Meanwhile, I adjust my butt and kind of get situated so I can start pushing my chair. Draining my Foley bag is pretty much the same process as my nighttime routine. Now, the only difference is I recently had a Foley change, so the bag is a little bit different when it comes to the little release. I wouldn't know what you would call it, but you know what I'm talking about. Now, the opening is a bit quicker than the previous bag. Again, I would highly suggest that if you're going to do this and put a urine bag on your lap, make sure it's not leaking. I usually can tell if it's leaking every time I move it around, especially when it's on the floor. It is pretty obvious. So just be careful with that, guys. And always make sure that the Foley bag opening is closed. I accidentally thought it was closed. I put it back on where it belongs. And guess what? A few minutes later, there was like a little trail of urine all over my apartment. So be careful. Gotta wash them hands now. Don't forget. And like always, brush your teeth every day, guys. It is something that I, in the past, wouldn't keep up with, and after a couple of cavities and a couple of visits with the dentist, believe me that it didn't traumatize me, but it's something that I've really considered keeping up with. These cavities can have your dentist use some really ugly machines that can hurt, so please brush your teeth, guys. Can't stress that enough. One thing I want to add is the reason I do a lot of these things by myself is you learn to be, independent and not so dependent. Sometimes people can be there for you. Not everybody has the same support system, and you have to learn how to take care of yourself. Now, whatever you're able to do it as much as possible so you could feel like you're able to do something in life. And that's pretty much the reason I love sharing these videos with you guys. It's pretty obvious that the level of injury will determine how much you're able to do. But don't let that limit you in other things that you're able to do and possibly help, because you never know. It could help you out and eventually help other people in the process. I've had some pretty devastating situations where I've had reached out to a couple of people, but only when needed. I really like to just do it on my own if possible. So after I'm done brushing my teeth and draining my urine bag, I pretty much just jump back into bed and I chill and kind of wait for my provider to get there. Now, just to kind of demonstrate to you guys how much I trust myself when I'm transferring, and it's pretty safe. I mean, as long as my spasms aren't like all over the place, I'm able to kind of go forward as much as possible, and I mean, nothing happens. So it's pretty safe every time that I transfer onto bed. I decided to kind of want to share my bowel program and shower care as well with you guys. As far as my bowel program goes, it's done on a daily basis and it's always in the mornings between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. Now, unlike most people who are in wheelchairs, it's usually done in bed because I pretty much adapted to this method over the years. I did, however, try to use my shower chair in the past and going to the toilet, but I wasn't just too successful. I have avoided all bowel accidents unless I'm feeling sick or something. Whoops, my bad. I did try to make the chair. Sometimes I'll skip my bowel program in case I got something important to do, but it doesn't pass longer than that, or else I'll be pretty backed up and not feeling well. So meanwhile, I chill and wait for my provider to get this bowel program started. I'll get on social media or make a couple of phone calls.
Good morning!
Good morning to you as well. Now, although Brenda has been a longtime friend, she's also been my provider for like the past year, and she pretty much knows the ins and outs of my bowel program. First, we start by adding an underpad between my legs. Sometimes when I'm pushing, I tend to leak from where. So we always try to avoid, a bigger mess while I'm having a bowel movement. Now, after that, I'll turn to my left, pretty much get in a fetal position. So this helps my provider put about 3 underpads underneath me, and I've learned throughout the years that 3 underpads is pretty much the best way to go so the sheets don't get penetrated, once I'm having a bowel movement. Now, what I use is enemies. That's pretty much what she has in her hand, and she always makes sure to lubricate the tube before she inserts it. Now, she does stimulate throughout the process if needed, but this is just to give you a quick rundown on what we do every day. Now, after we are pretty much done, she picks up everything, cleans me up real quick, and begins to, pull up my pants. That way I can get onto my shower chair and continue with now my shower. Transferring onto my shower chair has been a bit of a task, simply because this new shower chair that I got from this company, well, it's a bit different from my old shower chair, so it's kind of funny transferring into it. So my provider tends to help me out, adjusting that way, I can wheel myself into the shower. Okay.
Rinse a little more.
Now, if you've been following me, I can pretty much shower myself on my own, but I do let my provider help me out once in a while so we can speed things up. Nothing wrong with that. So, helping my provider as much as I can, especially, with dressing because it's hard to get the pants through. It helps her as much as it helps me. That way I can jump onto my wheelchair and, start finishing up my morning routine. I'm really trying to be careful transferring onto my wheelchair because not too long ago I ended up hitting my butt on the wheel. So I would really, really, really suggest you guys, especially transferring, to always avoid wheels. They can create a sore, which kind of happened to me, but we were able to, heal it on time and not let it get any worse than what it looked. So I'm off to comb my hair and we're pretty much almost done. So combing my hair is pretty easy in my opinion. I've been doing this for quite a while. I mean, even before my accident. Now, if you're wondering what the heck am I using the little tube to put gel? Well, unfortunately the little pump was broken. It is what it is. You just gotta improvise and rather than stick my whole hand in there, I just decided to use the little tube to, apply the gel and stuff. Now, the little comb that I'm about to use to comb my hair has a little loop. I just put my thumb through there and pretty much holds it in place so I can comb my hair. I've been using these combs for over maybe 10, 15 years, even before my accident. And I mean, they worked out pretty well. I really don't know where you would get them from, but if I can, I'll add the description to the comb in case you're interested and you want to purchase it or something. Before I end this video, I really want to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel and commenting and liking. It's very, very humbling knowing that some of you guys are watching out there and possibly helping you out. So if there's any questions or if there's anything that I might have left out that you might want to know, feel free to comment below, message me, whichever. I am about to go eat some breakfast. I can hear my provider calling me. So again, thank you guys. Love you all. Stay positive. Stay on the up and up. Don't let yourself, depression can get to you, but you're stronger than that. Let's eat some breakfast. I will catch you in the next video. So please guys, stay tuned for more. Peace.